The 2026 Toyota Thunderbone 8x8 motorhome could be the most outrageous expedition vehicle ever imagined. Because this isn't just another luxury RV with oversized tires. This is the idea of taking Toyota's legendary reputation for durability, combining it with an enormous 8-wheel drive platform, and turning the entire machine into a self-contained luxury fortress designed to travel far beyond the end of the road. And here's the crazy part. The biggest question isn't whether this monster could conquer mud, sand, mountains, and remote wilderness. The real question is whether Toyota could make something this massive practical, enough to actually live with. Stay until the end, because that hidden compromise could completely change how you see the Thunderbone 8x8. Start with the proportions, and you immediately understand why this machine would attract attention everywhere. 8 enormous wheels would sit beneath a heavily reinforced chassis, giving the motorhome extreme ground clearance and a huge footprint. The front could feature a commanding Toyota-inspired grille, powerful LED headlights, heavy-duty recovery points, protective bodywork, and a massive bumper designed for serious expedition work. The body would sit high above the terrain, creating enough space underneath for suspension articulation and components designed to survive harsh environments. This would not be a motorhome built around the idea of staying on paved highways. It would be built around the idea that the highway eventually disappears. The 8-wheel drive system would be the heart of the Thunderbone concept. With 4 axles working together, the vehicle could potentially distribute torque across multiple wheels, helping maintain traction when individual tires encounter mud, loose gravel, deep sand, or uneven rock. Locking differentials, low-range gearing, selectable drive modes, and sophisticated traction control could transform this enormous vehicle from a giant camper into a genuine expedition platform. The suspension would need to be equally serious, combining massive load capacity with enough articulation to keep the wheels connected to the ground. And then comes the most fascinating part, the living space. Imagine opening the door after crossing hundreds of kilometers through wilderness and stepping into an interior that feels more like a luxury apartment than a truck. The cabin could feature premium seating, a full kitchen, a dining area, private sleeping quarters, a luxury bathroom, large storage compartments, climate control, and a sophisticated entertainment system. Instead of simply carrying camping equipment, the Thunderbone could be designed as a complete mobile residence. The roof could become another major part of the system, with large solar panels, supplying energy to onboard batteries and reducing dependence on external power. Inside, intelligent energy management could monitor electricity consumption, solar generation, battery levels, water reserves, and climate systems, large freshwater tanks, advanced filtration, gray water storage, refrigeration, water heating, and satellite communications could allow occupants to remain away from civilization for extended periods. That kind of independence is what makes extreme expedition motorhomes so fascinating. You aren't simply driving somewhere. You're taking your own infrastructure with you. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into one of the wildest Toyota-inspired motorhome concepts imaginable, hit like and subscribe, because we bring you more massive trucks, futuristic SUVs, expedition machines, and extreme automotive concepts. But the Thunderbone wouldn't just need to survive outside. It would need to make long journeys comfortable. A high driving position could provide an incredible view of the terrain, while cameras around the vehicle could help the driver understand what is happening around all 8 wheels. Advanced navigation could map remote routes, while tire pressure monitoring could continuously track every wheel. Adaptive suspension technology could potentially adjust the ride depending on whether the vehicle is cruising on pavement or crawling over rough terrain. Inside the living module, insulation and vibration control would be essential. After all, there's a huge difference between building a truck that can survive a trail and building a home that can remain comfortable while that truck is moving across the trail. Range would be another critical factor. An 8-wheel drive motorhome would likely demand enormous amounts of energy, especially when climbing steep terrain or carrying a fully equipped living module. That means a serious expedition. Design would require careful attention to fuel capacity, energy efficiency, battery technology, and onboard power generation. The vehicle could potentially combine a high-output combustion engine with electrified assistance, allowing electric torque to support low-speed crawling while the primary powertrain handles long-distance travel. But now we reach the hidden problem promised at the beginning. The greatest advantage of the Thunderbone 8x8 could also become its biggest weakness: size. 8 wheels, a huge chassis, massive suspension components, enormous tanks, and a luxury living module would create an extremely heavy machine. Fuel or energy consumption could be substantial. Tires could be expensive. Maintenance would require specialized equipment. Parking would become a serious challenge. Narrow trails could suddenly feel much narrower. Even turning around in a remote location could become a complicated operation. Yet for the people who would actually want a machine like this, those disadvantages might be exactly what they're willing to accept. The Thunderbone wouldn't be designed for school runs or crowded shopping centers. It would be designed for explorers, adventurers, filmmakers, researchers, and extreme travelers who want to go beyond normal boundaries without giving up comfort. Imagine waking up beside a desert canyon, preparing breakfast inside a luxury kitchen, checking the solar system, starting 8 driven wheels, and continuing toward a destination that doesn't even appear on a normal road map. That's the dream behind a vehicle like this. The 2026 Toyota Thunderbone 8x8 motorhome, as an extreme concept, represents the ultimate combination of mobility, durability, technology, and independence. It would be huge, complicated, expensive, and completely unnecessary for most people. But when the pavement ends, the weather gets rough, and civilization disappears behind you, those same characteristics could become its greatest advantages. And that's what makes the Thunderbone concept so compelling. It doesn't simply ask where you want to travel. It asks how far you're willing to go when there is no road left.